my content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Today is currently July 31st, 2025, and it's currently 9:22 p.m. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day, regardless of trying to blackmail me against me, and I say that respectfully. I do poetry my style, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. You can save the evil out for your mama. And I say that disrespectfully. No, it's the train of thought for me. What the fuck is your problem? Nah, for real. Talk about you so mature, but you acting your shoe size. The politic and then that up, because you didn't know how to love yourself with all your lies. How you try to discourage somebody because they believe in their faith. We may not pray the same, but your motives is truly lack of confidence. At the end of the day, your insecurity problems was dim in your light. How you try to discourage me because I was willing to treat myself right. Overcoming the minds that you couldn't relate to, a vocabulary because you had controlling issues. It's a train of thought for me. You throwing sporic toxic ways. Bent out of shape. Only rush, you don't know if you're coming or going. Hold on 1 second. It took a group of folks to gather up just to go up against one person. Then when you see the innocent person, you gotta play the pretending game. It be the train of thought for me. And then you behind the scenes hacking their devices, and then you trying to paint them out to be the mental patient. But hold on 1 second. Doctors on the phone trying to figure out your mental health. Are you okay today? Because why are you trying to disturb the person's peace at the end of the day? Now, the train thought of me. Why would you do that? Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Gang stalking is real, so it's your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. People pick and choose who could talk about God. People pick and choose who could talk about spirituality. People pick and choose who could talk about healing. People pick and choose who could talk about weight loss. No, it's the train of thought for me, let alone narcotics. We are all not the same. And especially when someone ain't got malicious intentions. I ain't trying to condone violence. At the end of the day, I just know how to respect my neighbor. Your remedy may not hit the same, but I just knew how to stay in my lane. I bother your mental health because I understood change and growth at the end of the day. Regardless if I came from poverty and pain or not, it be the train of thought for me. You wanted me to overlook myself. Relapse wasn't part of my vocabulary. I had the next door neighbor, different tax bracket, trying to cycle my free will. When it came to that narcotics, it be the train of thought for me. Talking about running around town, talk I was a what you said I was, goddammit? I was a fiend, but I was far from that. Your lies actually didn't add up at the end of it, but hold on 1 second. Someone was out of conscience that day you took somebody's life. It be the train of thought for me. How folks be trying to play with your mental health, trying to sneak revenge because they jealous and envy at the end of the day with their malicious intentions having ass, or because you knew how to respect your neighbor when they couldn't see. You know, folks be playing with sport in a toxic way. That jealousy and envy be getting besides themselves at the end of the day, or because they lack self-confidence that, hold on 1 second, that have nothing to do with me. No, I haven't straight on me. I don't know what's wrong with these people. How this type of stuff becomes your norm. When it comes to your riddle, when it comes to your vocabulary, so you gotta have me shadow ban to do me wrong. But one thing, I wasn't doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. I was just being authentic, something that you had to pretend to be. Hold on 1 second, we ain't the same. That is the train of thought for me. How this type of stuff actually happens. How folks hack your devices. They try to paint you out to be the mental patient, but that was never the case. They can't wait for you to crash out so they can talk about you like a bad habit. Matter of fact, use your documents to blackmail you against you. They can't wait for you to make that left wrong turn. At the end, they just discourage your own self, only realize the hold on 1 second. They was holding on to only realize the hold on 1 second. What made them warm within to seeing you down, but God was picking you up to see you smile. They would never understand that frown that live within you, overcoming trauma and pain. They try to shortchange you. I may not make sense to the average person, but pretending at the end of the day wasn't our vocabulary. We ain't the same. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. You know, gang stalking is real until it's your household. You're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing. It's like, damn if I do, damn if I don't. You know, be nice to somebody today. It be the train of thought for me. Because you be so surprised who's trying to give you the evil lie with all they goddamn lies. They projected their own animosity when it came to the hidden agendas. Yo, the hate train was real, all because you truly know how to respect your neighbor when they was dealing with pain. Damn, that remedy is different. It was like a ringtone that was never going to be outdated. No, the chain thought that was my jam. No, for real, for real. You know when your song come on and you hear it ringing on your phone and shit, you like, hold on 1 second. I don't think I'm going to answer the first two calls. Answer trading call for me. Nah, that shit do be happening though. It's like, you looking for your phone, but you had it in your hand this whole entire time. But you was far from mentally unstable. It be the train of thought for me because shit like that do happen. How folks want to pick and choose who they can bully. Kick down, discourage. Paint them out to be the villain in their story. That innocent person was just mind their business. They didn't have to pretend to be authentic. That's what bothered your mental health. It's a train of thought for me. Having originality. I said what I said. Always be yourself. I may not make sense to the average person. But damn if I do, damn if I don't. I'd rather stick to the wave of having a heart. They said that's going to get you in a lot of trouble. But I never had to switch up. That energy is different. I saw folks, I hurt folks, I helped folks. The energy is different. Did I mean to hurt folks at the end of the day? Nah, they just had malicious intentions. No, it's the strength off of me. Motherfuckers can't get their way. They're in their feelings. Real bad. Oh, because they can't sneak revenge. They be doing shit out of pocket at the end of the day. But hold on 1 second. I ain't lose myself to understand my reflection. Damn if I did, damn if I didn't. Damn if I did, damn if I didn't. It be the train of thought for me. I always knew how to respect my neighbor even when I couldn't see. 6 feet apart, 10 feet apart. Thank you, pardon me. It be the train of thought for me. Having a heart, it's the train of thought for me. They said having a heart will put you in bad situations. But hold on 1 second. I was just believing if they couldn't see. You walk by faith, not by sight. So they would never understand how God is truly guiding you. Even when the enemy lives right next door to you, let alone the devil's knocking at your door, only to test you, that energy is different. They would never understand growth hits different when it comes to pain and trauma, how you almost lost yourself that last testimony. But God didn't make a mistake. They say God ain't real, but God was truly keeping it real. When they hacked your devices that day? How the hate train was real, how someone truly tried to manipulate your character traits, far from a fake. That energy is different. Being authentic was always within you. Never had to switch it to be somebody who you wasn't, because hold on 1 second, you wasn't trying to be uncomfortable. It's a train of thought for me. You understood breaking out of unhealthy habits. You knew when it's time to change when it comes to growth and maturing. The energy is different. What a disaster. That's what they wanted to bring into your life. But you truly understood why you prayed to go within, and God brought you balance. I may not make sense to the average person, but pretending I wasn't part of that hate train because it didn't live in my vein. I just knew how to respect my neighbor to stay in my lane. Always be yourself with no malicious intention. I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real till it's your household. You're not doing it for likes and views. How someone will create a narrative about you. People swear that you're talking about them, but fuck it. If I'm talking about you, I guess your mask fell off when it came to lack of self-control when it comes to discipline. It be the train of thought for me. How an individual will hack your devices and then try to paint you out to be the mental patient. It's a train of thought for me. Then they sit there and watch your every move, what you like, you dislike, what you engage with, because they're able to control the behind the scenes that nobody can see to actually pay attention to. Like beauty spells, because we live in a spiritual world where it's truly real. How folks would throw magic at you and then hide their hands behind a spell work with all their lies. Like, nah, I would never do such a thing because I love me and I'm at peace with myself and I ain't wearing a mask. But the whole entire time, they had hate in their vein. They didn't want you to elevate. But hold on 1 second, you was never insecure. So why would you want to discourage yourself where you knew how to have respect for your neighbor? That's a train of thought for me. Like, they want you to crash out so bad. They want a reaction from you so bad. How they rob you mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same, but hold on 1 second. I actually return everything back to me. It be the train of thought for me. Because God works in mysterious ways when God pours into you. They would never understand that, hold on 1 second, that shift actually is different because God didn't miss when God truly showed you who the enemy was that day. Let alone the devil. My content's not for everybody. We on 2 different levels. Never feel wrong for speaking up for yourself, and I say that respectfully. Regardless who's in the background trying to shadow ban you, or regardless whose tax bracket that is that day, that says, you know what, I'm going to paint a hate train towards you, even if it's your own folks going against each other, or folks that you don't even know. I'm going to make sure they don't come your way. how folks actually have this type of mindset. But hold on one second, who's really the hater? It's the train of thought, but you doing a lot to do that. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I'm not your general respect that my content is not for everyone. It's not. I love to talk about love. Love is real, love is one of a kind with the right one actually for you. Emotionally available. That was the only way to see. Who would have knew? Someone could truly be faithful to you. Little lies, nah. It was less apologies because you're past living your reality today. A fumble, nah, it was a blessing, more so overcoming a curse. Because someone truly showed you why you overlooked yourself. Because you lost yourself, overlooked yourself, found peace within. That balance is different when, hold on one second, overcoming mistakes that you made that day, pouring into the wrong cup. You forgot to love you, only to rise the hold on one second. The apologies you allowed yourself to feel that, hold on one second, I wasn't trying to lose me another day. I love myself, not to dim my light. Who would have knew that you would fix your crown when you least expected? Because God was bringing you balance that allow you to smile, to go within, to understand your reflection when it comes to your intuition. The energy is different. This next chapter in your life is different. Because you found yourself to understand growth when it comes to boundaries, acting your body weight, not your shoe size. To hold on one second, you still was in touch with your inner child, but it was a time and place for everything. But who would have knew that true love can truly bring you balance to love you right the first time around? Because you always had that heart full of gold. That's what you said that day when they sold you out of your feelings. You're not being emotionally available. Who would have knew? You poured into that empty cup for them to shortchange you. Yeah, they was trying to abuse you mentally, physically, emotionally, make you feel unstable. But that energy is different when it comes to growth, less stress. Who would have knew this chapter hits new? Because the love of your life walk into your life. They see you, they hear you, not to overlook you. It was never competition when it comes to keeping it real with you. It wasn't lust, it was real love. The energy is different. It was that 4-1 type of love, that direction that hits different, that self-reflecting, overcoming the storm. Who would have knew that true love lied within you? It did. Because you allows you to love you. And you prayed to go within only to realize that God didn't make a mistake when God understood your intuition. Because someone walked into your life. Hello, how you doing? They see you, they hear you, they respect you. Overlooking you, no. Someone truly brought you peace not to do you wrong. Who would have knew true love was never complicated, only for the love of your life, not to be a mistake when it came to your future. It's the truth, Obi. Always be yourself and no molestation. I gotta go. Always be yourself and no malicious intentions. I'm nice and respect. Never give up on yourself. And I say that respectfully when someone says you don't have potential, or even when folks in the background hacking devices or shadow banning you or trying to paint you out to be somebody you truly not because they want to control the narrative of your life. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. Someone gave up on you, overlooked you, they know how to protect you, respect you, or love you. You matter and you are worthy. My content is not for everyone. It's not. It's no need to send an evil lie with all your little lies at the end of the day. How you got your little bots watching me right to left. It really be the train of thought when it come to your hate train. Like, get it together today. You talking about you so real, but you got something better else to do. But you watching me. Hold on one second, sending me the evil lie. That sounds like you got enough time on your hands. Now, here's the train of thought to me. Are you okay? Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. True love is not complicated. It's not. How someone could truly walk into your life and show you why that open wound was truly healed for all the right reasons. It wasn't just talk, it was action spoke loud in words. It wasn't for likes and views of cloud chasing or fame. Someone wasn't thirsty, and I say this respectfully, and they wasn't trying to humble you. They was truly trying to protect you, your mental health, your heart. Who would have knew that someone wasn't trying to manipulate you when it came to God? Because God was never for sale, truly keeping it real, let alone your soul. That energy is different when someone truly knew how to value your time. Who would have knew true love would show up for you? Always be yourself with no malicious intention. I say that respectfully. It's not a crime to be authentic. It's not. I'm nice and respect. When it comes to my content, I work by myself and I always have. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Always be yourself. Loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend, humanity worthy. Peace and respect, some respect, should neighbor, stuff about humanity worthy, don't dim your light, go, you neighbor, don't dim your light. I gotta go. Always be yourself. Protect your energy. You and your family stay out of trouble. You matter and you are worthy. No mother or father should lose a loved one or a child because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. And I say that respectfully. Someone talking about they at peace with themselves, but they got motives of psychological free will. They got motives of robbing you mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same, but you'd be so surprised what folks be doing behind closed doors when it comes to pretending. Always protect yourself, and I say that respectfully. How folks be so jealous and envy at the end of the day, they don't want you to elevate, let alone you was never part of their race. It be the train of thought for me. Having a heart of gold, having a heart of love, having a heart filled to hold on 1 second and actually can truly grow. Because when you elevate to understand your reflection, they would never understand it. Hold on 1 second, I was only understanding my intuition. Pouring into me allowed me to feel, keeping it real, being authentic, having a beautiful heart. I can't stop allowing myself to see that I am worthy of the right people truly pouring into me. If it's because you projected lust or fake love or didn't know how to respect me, I'm not going to shortchange myself of a chat that you can relate to me. Now, it's the train of thought for me because you know what? When the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, and they respect you. With no malicious intentions, they won't send you the evil lie. With all they lies, the end of the day, and I say that respectfully, they wouldn't sit there and try to blackmail you against you. They would actually root you on to truly show you at the end of the day they was far from pretending. They don't gotta put on an act at the end of the day because they was far from an actor, and I say that respectfully. No, for real, they wasn't part of nobody's payroll when they knew how to respect you, even days when you can't see. Just because someone gave up on you over during your past, or someone said you didn't have potential, that relationship didn't work out, or that job didn't work out, or certain individuals that came in and out of your life that didn't work out, never get discouraged or give up on yourself because the right people will walk into your life to see you, hear you, and respect you with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. It's not competition. When real folks walk into your life, competition what? For what? I have a good say. Nah, nobody got time for that weird shit. It's not I do you better than you. It's not I'll do you better than you. It's no hate in the vein. The energy is different, overcoming trauma and pain, being patient with your reflection, because healing open wounds will never heal over time. Fast, and I say that respect because it was never a race. It's eternal. Always be yourself. And when the right people walk into your life, they respect your healing process too. The ones that's truly for you. And I say that respectfully. God was never for sale. We may not pray the same, but respect's a two-way street. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I'm Naya, Gino Respect. Thank you for your time, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real to your household. Never feel wrong for speaking up for yourself, regardless of what subject it is. When someone threatens you like that, nobody's going to believe you. And these folks behind closed doors creating a hate train towards you. Never lose sight of the gift. You choosing you. You mad and you're worthy. Healing charm pain's not a race overnight process. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone and I always have. No third party, and I say that respectfully, regardless who's in the background trying to blackmail me against me. I'm Naya, Junior Love Respect. Always be yourself.
Peace and respect, and never stop at once. You anywhere know them, you like go, you never know them, you like, I gotta go.
Always be yourself, no intentions. Thank you for your time. Have a good evening.